hopefully the seeds are good and they have good germination rates. I said I ain't gonna never have to buy perlite again, at least for the next few years. This just gave me something extra to keep an eye on outside of our worms now. Like this mother sucker that I'm looking at right now. Let me show y'all him. It works. It actually works. Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Tiffany. I'm a gardener in Zone 9A, Southern Alabama. If you are returning, hey friends. Y'all, we about to start some seeds today for our fall. I ain't gonna say for our fall garden, but more so to get a fall harvest from summer plants. But before we get started, I want to show y'all something in our Easy Cubes. I feel like it's necessary to show y'all updates often about plants that I'll be worried about. So if y'all remember, I was so worried about the Melrose pepper plant. And I showed y'all this, I think, in the last video, but I want to show y'all again because it's just doing so very well. The Easy Cube bed is just doing so very well. Ever since I took that cucumber plant out of here, I feel like that was the best thing I could have did for this bed. So now it's just straight up just peppers. But here's our Melrose pepper plant. It's starting to move over into the shishito pepper space, but I don't even care about it, y'all. We got flowers that's coming in. We got more buds. Let's move it over. So all of this is the Melrose pepper plant. We got new peppers coming through, and even right here we got more buds forming. Pepper right there. And remember, this was the one that I said I gotta pull. I'm gonna have to pull it, but some told me to just hold off. So if y'all remember last year, I was pulling everything prematurely, like everything. But I'm so glad that I listened to my first mind and was like, let's wait a minute, let's see what it's gonna do. And this thing is loaded with buds and flowers now. And of course the shishito plant doing this thing. On this side we got 3 shishito pepper plants. One of them have a tomato cage on it, the other ones do not. They're going all the way up there, and it's loaded with peppers. I kind of think I overdid it with the amount of shishito peppers that I planted, but it's too late to turn back now, so I just had to give y'all an update on that. So now I got to figure out where I'm gonna put that other Melrose pepper plant that I had started from seed, because I was like, I got to replace the one that's in this bed. But now that I know I don't have to replace it, I just got to find a spot for the other one, which is fine. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to find somewhere to put it. I don't want to put it in a green stock though, because I noticed that the plant gets pretty big. Another option would to be just put it in like a Lowe's bucket or something like that, which that may be the route that I go, and just have it in there by itself. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to give y'all an update on that real quick. So right here we just got our bucket with our seeds in it. I also got this botanical interest box with seeds in it. All of these seeds aren't from botanical interest, but I just started just throwing random seeds in here until I was able to come through and organize the seeds. I was just putting them in this box. And I also did another seed order for our fall garden. I ended up going through Renee's garden. I ordered them last week and the seeds are supposed to be here today. I must say, out of all the seed companies that I have ordered from, Renee's garden has to be the one that shipped the fastest, that's gonna arrive the quickest. And like I said, this is my first time ordering. Hopefully the seeds are good and they have good germination rates. If y'all have ever ordered from that seed company, y'all definitely feel free to chime in the comments on y'all experience with that. I also did an order from Baker's Creek on the same day that I did the Renee's garden order, because I just wanted to compare as far as like the shipment and everything like that. Now the good thing about Baker's Creek, which I know some people don't deal with Baker's Creek because they seeds be a little bit iffy sometimes, but my experience with Baker's Creek, the seeds that they say they're gonna send, that's the seeds that I get. And also I have good germination on them as well. But I know that's a big thing on TikTok and everything like that, where people was like, I don't like Baker's Creek, and that I was supposed to get this seed and I got this one. But I haven't had that experience, and hopefully I'm not jinxing myself. And I also like to order from Botanical Interest as well, because the germination rate on their seeds are really good. But the only thing with Botanical Interest, they take a very, very long time to ship when it comes to meat. Of course you could pay extra for expedited shipping and stuff, but I don't have to go through all that. And I also know that I'm able to get Botanical Interest seeds local to me now, so that's another thing. So anyways, let's go ahead on. Enough of me talking, running my chops. Y'all know I end up getting the photo keeper for the seed storage, so that's what I have here. And I also end up ordering, because I wanted to have 2 containers for our seeds. I also ordered this cloth-like material photo carrying case, and this is what it looks like. I actually put it together last night, and it also has like the labels and stuff, so the different tabs, and I'm gonna just be able to write on them to put what's what. So I am gonna use the clear photo keeper first, and then once I run out of room in that, I plan to work my way into this one. But I knew I wanted to have two. I also was thinking about doing one for flowers and one for like fruits and vegetables, but I was like, nah, I don't think I have enough flower seeds for me to do that. Now for our seed starting, I'm actually gonna do just the cocoa core block. I got some perlite in the garage that I'm gonna get, and then I'm gonna do worm casting. That's it. I'm not gonna use a pre-made one this time. I just decided to use things that I already have on hand instead of going out buying other stuff. And I do still have some of the soil that I got from the place local to us, longleaf mulch, and I also have a bag of Happy Frog that's left over in the garage. But I figured since I done had this cocoa core brick since last year, I might as well go ahead on and use that. So I'm gonna water this in first, and then I'm gonna take y'all to the garage so we can get the perlite. I never know about how much water to use for these expandable cocoa core bricks. So I just try to put in a little bit at a time, and then if I have to add more, I just add more. And while I'm waiting for that to expand some, I'm gonna go ahead on and go get our perlite. And before we go get our perlite, let me show y'all this real quick. I'm proud of this marigold plant too. Look how good it looks now. I do have to take off these dead ones. Look how full and happy it looks now that I moved some of that stuff that was around it, and all them caterpillars then dipped out from this bed. Deadheading flowers is not my favorite thing to do, but when I do see that it's needed, I do it. I didn't used to do it before. And we're gonna save these because I love the safari tangerine marigold. Somebody asked me in the comments too, how do I save the seeds when I'm saving them? Like, what do I put them in and stuff? So I'm gonna show y'all that as well, just in case somebody else is wondering about that. I tried to explain via comment, but sometimes a comment ain't the same as you showing somebody. So we're gonna do that too. So this is our huge bag of perlite that I purchased from Longleaf Mulch, the same place where I get our soil from. And guess how much I paid for this, y'all? For this big old huge bag, I paid 22 bucks. I said I ain't gonna never have to buy perlite again, at least for the next few years. I'm talking about for the next few years. I ought to cut it out. First I was like, dang, I don't think I need that much, but I was like, no, for that price, you do need that much, because I'll eventually use it anyways. Just trying to cut it in a way that makes sense, y'all, because I'm gonna have to use a chip clip to close it up. And instead of using that bowl, I'm gonna just use this. That way I can have some perlite in the backyard accessible. All right, y'all, so I have my perlite. So here's our cocoa core expanded. We just gonna add our worm casting and our perlite. So for the worm castings, we're gonna do 2 cups of worm casting. And then for the perlite, we're gonna do, we're gonna get the lid to stay open first. Let's see how much this much makes. I think we need a little bit more. It's a certain look I look for when I'm using perlite, y'all. And perlite is just good for drainage and aeration. And y'all feel free to leave in the comments. I don't know if I asked y'all this before, but it may be some new people here. What's y'all favorite thing to use to start seeds? I feel like I didn't use some of everything. I didn't use Happy Frog to start seeds with. I didn't use the Burpee seed starting mix. This is my first time actually doing this mixture though. I didn't use the Back to Roots seed starting mix, which I did not like at all. Oh yeah, I didn't use Pro Mix to start seeds with. I feel like that's the look I want right there. And the seed starting tray I'll be using is the 72 cell Vago seed starting tray. I like this one because you're able to start a lot of seeds and it don't take up a whole bunch of space. Now when you starting seeds too, y'all, for somebody that may just not be starting gardening, something that I used to think was you had to add all the amendments like the bone meal, the blood meal, worm castings, vermiculite, the perlite, all the things. I was thinking that's what you had to add, but really you can use just that cocoa core brick that I use. You don't necessarily have to add the worm castings and the perlite. I choose to add those two just so it can have some type of nutrients going in, because I take a while sometimes to up pot seedlings. And really this is the perfect time too to start looking at like the big box stores for the sales they have at the end of the season. Now for us, because we have a longer growing season, they haven't started putting like the soil amendments, the fertilizers and all of that stuff on sale just yet. But trust me, y'all, I've been keeping an eye on it because I feel like that's the best time to buy the things that you may need for the next season. And it's these terracotta, I don't know if they consider jars or what, but Walmart sell them. It's by Back to Roots, and I want some because I want to do those for our inside of our greenhouse. So I do want to get those, but I want to wait till they go on sale. Hopefully they'll still have some in stock once they go on discount, because I know they're going to put them on discount at the end of the season. So really a lot of times when I go into the big box stores and stuff, I look to see different type of items that they have. And then if I feel like the price is just too high right then, I'll say if it's something that I can wait on, I'll be like, I'm gonna just wait till the end of the season when they put it on sale. And while I'm filling up this, I would love to get y'all input on something. So as a viewer, what type of content, gardening content, do you gravitate towards the most? Like, do y'all like garden tours? Do y'all like garden harvests? Do y'all like seed starting videos? Do y'all like more so of experimental videos? Because y'all know we always trying to experiment with something. I feel like the thing with the experiment, it can be a little bit tricky for people that's just starting out gardening, because you don't want them to think that just because you're doing it, it's going to actually work, because at the end of the day, it is an experiment. So sometimes we'll put content out there and not specify that, hey, I'm doing this as an experiment, not because we want to spread false information, or I'm gonna speak for myself, not because I want to spread false information, but because I may just forget to say, oh, this is an experiment, or this is just something that I'm doing. And at the end of the day, we all have choices in life. So if y'all see somebody doing something on the internet and y'all don't agree with it, and y'all can be like, well, I don't think I want to try that. And I think that's why when we first started our gardening, I wasn't trying to look at a whole bunch of videos of how to do stuff and things like that, because I feel like the best way to learn how to do something is to just do it yourself. Just do it and see what happens. Trying to make sure this full, y'all, all the way. That's going to be good for right now. If I have to add some more, I can. I don't want to spend too much time down there. All right. And the gloves got to come off. So right now I'm just pushing the soil down to make sure I have all the soil packed in, and it's like touching the bottom of the seeds starting cell, because I do have an issue with not doing this. So I'm gonna finish pushing this seed starting mix all the way down into the cells to make sure that it's touching the bottom of the cell, and then I'm gonna turn y'all back on once I'm done doing that. All right, y'all, I'm back. So I have gotten our seed starting tray filled to the brim. So that's how it's filled. And then I want to point out too, if y'all are interested in these seed starting trays, you are able to bottom water using this hole right here. So it's one of these on each end of the seed starting tray, so that makes 4. So you are able to just pour your water directly into this hole to help with bottom watering easier, because as y'all can see, the clearance on the bottom part of it ain't a whole bunch of clearance. Just the FYI, if y'all are interested in this seed starting tray. And the station that I'm working on is a Vago product as well. This is the Vago potting bench. Y'all, I be forgetting about this little spot right here because it's always covered up. I did end up adding our seed starting mix in here, and I just started to transfer it that way. It does come with this cover here, so when you're not using it, you are able to cover it up so things won't fly in there. Just wanted to let y'all know about that as well, just in case y'all are new, because I know a lot of times people are asking in the comments like, what's this, or where did you get this from? So just wanted to give y'all that little input. Now, before I show y'all the seeds that we're going to be starting, I had forgot that 2 people had sent me some seeds. So Twyla, I think she's a subscriber, she sent me some favorite marigolds. She said they get really, really big. I'm not going to drop any of these because I have enough marigolds, I feel like, in the garden. I am going to save them for the next gardening season. So like around spring, summertime, next spring, summer, I do plan on dropping these. So got to make sure I put these in a safe spot. And she sent a very nice note. Thank you so very much, Miss Twyla, for sending that out. And I hope I'm saying your name right. You got that fancy handwriting. And then Mr. Moses from Urban Container Gardener, he sent us some Alabama blue collards and some Georgia southern collards. Y'all know I always say, well, I don't care for collards, but because Mr. Moses sent them, I got to drop some seeds down for it. So I do plan on dropping these down in the middle of July. So I'm not going to do these today, but I just wanted to thank them on a video. I know I thanked them when they told me they was going to send them, but like I said, I wanted to just personally thank them to let them know I did get the seeds. I done had them for a minute actually, but I had just put them in the container with the rest of the seeds. But anyways, y'all, enough about that. Let me show y'all the seeds that we will be starting today. So I'm more so focusing on peppers, tomatoes, and flowers. So we are going to start some zinnia seeds because our zinnias got ate up by pests that we direct sold in our green stock. So basically I'm starting these just so they can get a jump start. So we have the zinnia, the luminosa pink, I think that's how you say it, and it takes about 60 days to bloom. So this is the one that takes a little bit longer compared to the other ones. We got the candy cane zinnias that we're going to restart. They take about 35 days to bloom, and that's from when they're transplanted. Then we got the giant double violet queen zinnias, and these take about 35 days to bloom too. Those are the flowers that we'll be starting. Oh, and also I'm going to start some of the peonies. I want the peonies for the fall winter garden, because from my understanding, they do like the cold weather. But I wanted to get a jump start on them because I don't have experience with growing peonies. So I want them to have enough time to get established and to, do their little thing. So it says to direct sow in late fall or in the spring as soon as soil can be worked. Our fall and our spring ain't the same as everybody else fall and spring. So I'm going to go ahead on and start these right now for fall blooms, because they are, like I said, frost hardy. And I got these from another subscriber, Miss Cass. So she sent me these a while back. So I'm going to go ahead on and get those started. And y'all, when y'all send seeds, I may not start them right when y'all send them, but I do want to start all the seeds that people send over. So she did send some other seeds too that I plan on starting for next summer. And then our sun sugar tomatoes, we're going to be starting these as well. Figure Me Out told me about these. She said they real sweet and they good tomatoes. So I'm excited to try those out. We got some Jimmy Nardello peppers. I see Miss Asia over on Urban Yellow Door Homestead always talking about these. So I want to try these out. And then I got some early jalapeno peppers because we just don't have any jalapenos growing in the garden at all. And I really wanted some for the summertime. So hopefully we're able to get a harvest out of them come the fall. And then I'm going to do one more round of cucumbers, which is the dark cucumber variety. I do have the Bay Alpha cucumbers, but I wanted to stick to something that I know I like. I don't know if I like the Bay Alpha cucumbers yet. And then we also have the Big Kahuna beans, which I'm going to just direct sow these. So let's go ahead on and get it cracking. And I'm going to go ahead on and get me some plant labels out too, y'all, because I don't want to hear myself talking about something. I don't know what this is, or I can't remember what this is. Because y'all know I'm good for that. Oh, and before I get started on this, so I won't forget, I'm going to go ahead on and show y'all how I'm going to do, or show how I collect the seeds from the marigolds, which I know a lot of y'all been gardening for a long time, so y'all probably don't need this little tutorial, but because somebody asked me this question, I just want to show for that person that asked. So basically the seeds are right here under this green. All of these are marigold seeds. So what I do is I just pull off any leftover petals that may be in there. I remove those. And if they not dyed out too bad, you can actually use the petals for tea, which I mentioned that a lot. But I like to get them off the plant while they're still blooming and looking pretty and let them dry out in the house. So all of these seeds are from one bud. And if the seeds are wet, I do recommend that you let them dry out first. And I already have a bag started for the Safari Marigolds. Then I just collect them and put them in there. So, and that's it. Then you're able to label it. You're able to put the variety. I just put Marigold Safari, and then I put the date that I collected them, which the first batch that I collected was on 6/23. It's only a few days later, so I don't feel like it make that big of a deal. And you also able to put notes down, like if you notice that this seed may like full sun, or if you know that if it takes 7 to 14 days for the seed to actually germinate, that's something that you will put right here in the notes. All right, now let's get started on these seeds. So the first one that I'm going to be dropping down is going to be our sun sugar tomato seed. And I ain't going to put no abbreviations on these either, y'all, because I put abbreviations on something and then I end up forgetting what it is. And today is the 29th, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, today is June 29th. Y'all, these days are going by so freaking fast. Goodness gracious, it's crazy. So we're not gonna start a whole bunch of these seeds. I'm gonna just do 3 spots for them just in case if they don't germinate. The only thing with this is it does not say if it's a determinate or indeterminate tomato plant, which I'm afraid of indeterminate tomatoes, y'all. I don't like real big plants because I feel like I lose control of being able to tame them the way I like. So we're gonna see what it is. And if y'all have grown these before, y'all definitely feel free to leave in a comment like, nah girl, what's up, that's indeterminate. And if it is, we'll just cross that bridge when we get there, because we got the seeds now. So I say we're gonna do 3 seeds and hope for the best. If they germinate, cool. If they don't, it wasn't meant to be. And I'll just put those in an envelope. Now because these tomato seeds are super small, I'm gonna just pop it on top. And fun fact, y'all, I have never started tomatoes from seed before, because y'all know I'm not a tomato girly. And I just sprinkled a littlest bit of soil on top of it because the seed is so tiny. I used to have a problem with burying seeds too deep. No matter what the size of the seed was, I just felt like it had to go down up in the soil. But I have gotten a lot better with that, y'all. And then I'm going to also write myself a note that I got 3 rows for this. That way I'll know. And these actually come with domes as well. So I want to make sure I got my tag down far enough for the dome to be able to fit on top of it. Then our next, we're gonna do the jalapenos. So for the jalapenos, I'm gonna do 3 of these as well. So these are the early jalapeno, however you want to say it. And I'm gonna do 3 rows. Because my memory be so bad these days, y'all, I gotta make myself extra notes. Cause I don't even try to perpetrate no more like I'm gonna remember something. And these say it takes 63 days from transplanting for them to mature, for them to reach their maturity. I ain't dropping down 20,000 seeds in one cell because they don't put a whole bunch of seeds in these packs. And then the pepper seeds, they're kind of small too, so I ain't gonna bury them super deep. They say the pepper seeds need about 1/4 inch deep. I gotta remember to give myself some patience with these peppers, because y'all know I be trying to count the peppers out too fast. So I gotta pack myself some patience. And y'all, I really feel like it's necessary for us to start having conversations about what everybody planning for the fall, or what y'all most excited about growing for the fall season. I don't have a full list of what I'm planning out yet, y'all, because y'all know I said I was gonna start planning that out in the middle of July. I know I want flowers in the garden. I know I want cabbage. I do know I want broccoli. I know I want I'm gonna try those collards out. Definitely gonna have lettuce. Y'all know what I don't like about gardening. One pet peeve that I have when it comes to gardening is the fact that I feel like salads are like a summer type of meal, but they don't do well. Salad lettuce does not do well in our area because it gets so hot. I was thinking about taking a chance on some salad lettuce and just starting it on our grow station in the garage and then see how it do and just have a fan on it. And that's what I think I'm gonna do, because I have a kit that I got from Vago that I'm able to do salad lettuce in. And I just love having salads in the summertime. And I don't like the fact of having to go to the store to buy the salad lettuce because we can't grow it. Or it does. I ain't gonna say we can't grow it. We just haven't found a variety that does well for us because it's always so hot. And this soil is not super moist. I don't know if I said that or not. So I am gonna spritz it with the spray bottle. Y'all know I like to wet up my soil first. Next we're gonna have some dark cucumbers. I think most of these trays are gonna be filled with like the flowers. Now for the cucumbers, since this is my last go round on it, I'm gonna do 5, and we'll figure out where we're gonna put them at when we cross that bridge. And I say this is my last set, but I love cucumbers, so this might not be my last time dropping cucumber seeds down. Y'all, the camera got hot, so that's why the video like abruptly stopped. But before we finish with our seed starting process, I gotta show y'all something that I just found, because I took y'all in the house to charge up and it made my mind go curious and check on this orange tree. So I've been noticing some damage on our orange tree, and I was like, could be caterpillars. I don't know what it is, because I never really caught the culprit. So look what I just found, and I almost knocked it down because I thought it was gonna be a moth. Look what we got in here, y'all. And I hope y'all can see it good. We are housing not 1, but 2 giant swallowtail butterflies. That's what those are. So I had moved this around, and someone was like, take a picture of it to see what it is before you get rid of it or try to kill it. And y'all, so we had to sacrifice some of our foliage on our orange tree, which I don't think we're gonna get no oranges from this tree this year anyway, so I'm not really tripping about that. This just gave me some extra to keep an eye on outside of our worms now. I can't wait till it come out of its cocoon, and I hope I'm out here when it do it so I can just see the whole little process of it doing that. But y'all, had to show y'all that because I was about to pull it off. So definitely make sure before y'all start pulling things off, like pulling in any type of things that you may think is a pest, like this mother sucker that I'm looking at right now. Let me show y'all him. This joker right here. Now this a pest. He a pest, y'all. Look at him. Don't hide your face now. Yeah, we want to get rid of him, so I'm gonna throw him over the gate. But this is just going to say, before you start pulling stuff off your plants, try to identify it first. And I got this app that I accidentally paid for a plus membership for it, and now I got it for a whole year, so I might as well utilize it. And I took a picture of it on Google Lens. I took a picture of it on the app that I paid for. It's called Picture This. And I took a picture of it on ChatGPT, and all of them said it's the same thing, a giant swallowtail. Recap. We're done with the cucumbers. We're done with the sun sugar tomatoes. We're done with the early jalapenos. We're done with the Jimmy Nardello peppers. Now, let's move on to our flowers. So we're going to do the zinnias first. We got, again, 5 rows of the dark cucumbers. So our next row, I'm going to do only 3 of these peonies because I don't know how they're gonna do by it still being pretty hot outside. So I'm gonna do 3 rows of those. So those gonna be the next ones that we try out. Y'all, gardening really make you realize how fast time is flying by us and how quick the seasons change. I never really paid attention to how fast the seasons changed until we started gardening. Like, we always make jokes like, dang, it's about to be September already, or dang, it's about to be June already. And then, but you don't never really realize how fast time is getting away from us. So these do require being surface sowed. Look how pretty that flower is, y'all. So we're gonna surface sow these. I ain't gonna put just one of these because they too tiny for me to just put one. So we're just gonna sprinkle y'all on top and hope that the seeds don't go in another cell. All right, so I feel like they're in their own little spot now. Now this one is my favorite one. So I'm gonna do 2 rows of this if I have enough seeds for it. And this will take the longest to bloom, 60 days. This is my favorite one out of all of them. And for the people that have started harvesting things from their garden, what has been your favorite thing to harvest from your garden so far for the spring, summertime? Like, what's been one of your favorite things? I think my favorite thing has been, of course, the cucumbers, the peppers, and really the flowers. Being able to try different things when it comes to like the soaps and stuff I've been trying, the seasonings, the salve that I did with the comfrey and rosemary oil. Like, I've been enjoying that a lot, a whole lot more than I thought I would. And that's why it's important to try things before you count it out, because another thing that I was always saying last year is, I don't want no flowers growing in our garden. But outside of the pollinators that they attract, they also, there are a lot of flowers that are edible and are just beneficial for like making different things, whether if it's doing the salves or making different infused oils and all that stuff. I feel like it's very, very rewarding. And I'm actually have to make me another batch of soap because I'm working on my last bar now. And I know a lot of y'all was interested in how I made it. So I'll film it the next time I make it, because me giving y'all the ingredients and telling y'all how to do it, like I said before, it ain't the same as y'all actually seeing it being done. And I know how I am. I like to see stuff being done, so I can't fault y'all for wanting to see. Even though gardening is the niche of this channel, it does kind of circle back to gardening, because I am using things that we harvest to make what it is that's being created. Now I gotta find something else to put in this row right here, y'all, because I don't want that soil to just be sitting there empty. I done did that before. I feel like it's taking up space. So I'm gonna go through my seeds again to see what I can add. I'm gonna finish pushing these seeds down because I know y'all don't want to keep on seeing me pushing seeds down. It's pretty much the same thing I've been doing. And then once I find something else to put in this row right here, I'll turn y'all back on. All right, y'all, so the last batch that we're gonna roll with for this last row is gonna be some chives, which is the common variety. This is what the package look like. It's from Botanical Interest. And then I'm gonna do a Garden Sweet Burpless Hybrid Cucumber. I never had this one before. It's one of the ones that I just purchased last year, and I just never dropped the seeds down for it. So I want to try those out, because these look like more like English cucumbers, and I love English cucumbers. And now that I think about them, not growing any English cucumbers, so when I seen that, I was like, okay, let's go ahead on and add that. And then we got the Sunflower, the Kidney Garden variety, which these are the small ones. They don't get real tall. They get about 10 inches tall. So we're going to do some more of those. I had the worst luck with starting chives last year. So hopefully I have better luck this time around. It was a different variety too. And they say sow in early spring or late summer. It ain't early spring and it just became summer. But we're going to see what happens with it. Okay, so it say or as late as 2 months before your average first frost date. So our first frost date not until November 17th. I looked yesterday. So, I don't know if this is a good idea or not. We're going to see. I know somebody's screaming at the screen. No, girl, so don't do that. Sorry, y'all. Shoot, another way I'm looking at it too. It ain't worked out for me in the fall. So if it don't work out for me again, then what's the loss on it? I remember them being teeny tiny. I wonder if I made a mistake and planting them too deep the last time when I did them instead of surface sowing them. No, it's like 1/4 inch deep. This time I'm gonna try to surface sow them, y'all. Put the tiniest bit of soil on top. No, I'm gonna just push them down into the soil. I ain't gonna even put no soil on top of it. Cause last time I followed the seed pack and I sowed them 1/4 inch deep. I had to have. What y'all say? Stop trying to justify it. I know what I could do. I'm gonna do 1 row surface sow. I'm gonna do this row. I'm gonna put a little bit of soil on top, and then I'm gonna do this row I'm gonna push it down like 1/4 like the pack say. Now I gotta write myself another tag so I remember how I did it. This is one of those me experimenting type of things that I was talking about earlier in the video. So because I didn't have success with them the first time I did them around, let's try to play around with different ways of growing it. So like I said, row 1 is gonna be surface sown. Row 2 is gonna be just me sprinkling a little bit of soil on top of the seed. And then row 3 is gonna be me following the directions that's on the seed pack. And I'm gonna just put this right down in here so I make myself a note of it. Because another thing that I didn't do before was make myself notes of how I'm doing stuff. I was doing the experiments but not taking notes while doing them. And a lot of y'all be talking about y'all be having y'all notebook out there with y'all and everything. Now we're gonna do our last batch of cucumbers, and I'll turn y'all back on once we go to our next task at hand, because I'm about to try to sow some lettuce seeds to see if we can get some lettuce that growing in the garage. All right, y'all, I'm back. Now, the sun didn't kind of veered away a little bit for me over here on this patio area, but these are the salad type of varieties that I'm gonna start in the garage and hope that they do well for us. If they don't, then at least I can say I tried. So we got the salad bowl blend lettuce, which this is some Vago seeds that they sent last year. I got the Bloomsdale spinach, another set of seeds from Vago. I got the black seeded Simpson lettuce. And I also have the gourmet muscadine baby greens, which is from Botanical Interest. Oh, and I didn't tell y'all where these from. These are from Ferry Morris. Now, I just switched up my whole little scene over here. So for where I had the seed starting mix at, I decided to add some dishwater because I knew I had to clean out this setup that I'm about to use. So I'm just cleaning this, and then I'm gonna just spray it off with the water hose. Yeah, because I used this last year, but I didn't like do a deep cleaning on it. And that's something else that I'm trying to be intentional about, making sure I'm cleaning off anything that I may have used in a previous season, whether if I clean it off right then or if I clean it before I use it again. I want to make sure I'm doing that. And the why behind doing that is because it could be bugs that may have laid eggs. It could be spider mites. Anything could be in there. Any type of disease that may be lingering, leftover, or mold can build up. Anything, you know. So if you're just starting out, I think it's worth it to take that extra step to wash off your equipment that you're using in the garden. And then this is, I forget the name of this product, but this is a Vago product, and it's I'll put the name of it on the screen. It's like if you want to grow lettuce or any type of plant that doesn't have like real deep roots, it's good for that. And if y'all been with us for a while, this is actually where I grew our romaine at last year, and it did pretty good. And I want to say I grew spinach in here as well. And if y'all haven't already checked out our last video of us starting a vermicomposting bin, definitely go check that out. Y'all are interested in that type of content, or if y'all been thinking about starting vermicomposting. I've been checking on the worms every single day. So I've been trying to make sure the soil not too hot for them. I actually been checking on them twice a day. Because somebody did leave a comment that I forgot to mention in the last video, that the worms don't like to be too hot. I thought I mentioned that, but I guess I didn't. And they also don't like to be too cold. So like in the wintertime, when it gets real cold here, because sometimes we do have days where it gets pretty cold, I'm going to have to figure out another option for them, which I'm thinking I probably put them inside of the greenhouse, because I think that'll be a nice spot for them. That greenhouse does hold heat really well if I have the doors closed. So this tray right here is actually for bottom watering. So that's good and cleaned out. Just set that right there. Now for this, I'm going to use the seed starting mix that I had just made up. The only thing I'm going to do different to it is I'm going to add some blood meal to it, because we are growing green leafy vegetables and blood meal is high in nitrogen. So that's what we're going to add to this outside of what we already added. Then I'm going to wash these off too. I'm going to actually wash them in that soap water, because I haven't washed them with soap since I had them always spray them down with the water hose. And I'm going to actually add our compost that I showed y'all in the last video as well to this, because I end up going in with the shovel and mixing it up, and the whole bottom is broken down. It's a few leaves that still need to be broken down, but for the most part, everything broken down in it. And somebody told me it looked dry. I did end up adding some water to it as well. And you want to make sure the soil get into those watering wicks. That way the bottom watering aspect of this thing will actually work properly. So because I want just a thin layer of compost added to the top, I don't want it to be too thick, because this is considered container gardening, and I don't want the compost to be the main base of this. I am gonna add a little bit more soil from one of our green stalks that we aren't using right now. That way I won't have to open a brand new bag of soil. Then let's go ahead on and add our blood meal. So this is our blood meal. Just sprinkle a little bit in. Then we're gonna sprinkle in a little bit of our Alaska fish fertilizer, all-purpose fertilizer. That's good. All right, so I'm gonna fill this up all the way with soil from our tomato planter, and then I'm gonna bring y'all down to under the tree area so I can show y'all what the compost looks like. All right, y'all, so here go what the compost is giving. I was just down here kind of moving it a little bit just to, because I was about to get ready to take some out to put inside of our container that we're using for the lettuce. But I seen too many different type of unknown bugs. So I decided to just let this finish breaking down how it's gonna break down. And when I do use it, I'd rather use it for things outside. So I'm gonna get in here with the shovel just so I can show y'all what the bottom looks like. And then we're gonna get from over here and just going on about our day like we ain't never seen this and never spoke of me using this compost to go inside of our garage. And I say I seen bugs plural with the S, but I seen like 2 or 3. But ain't no telling how many down up in there. So this is what it looks like, y'all. Let me try to get a nice little. That's what it looks like. Wow, wow, wow. That's what became of this trash can from me just leaving it alone, adding little scraps here and there, not really watering it in, because I don't know when the last time I had added water to this. That's why I looked so dry for y'all. Yeah, so that's what it's giving. Now, once this stuff is done breaking down, I'm not going to add any more scraps or cardboard or anything like that to this. Once it's done breaking down and I use it all up, I'm not going to do this method again because I do prefer the tumbling composter better because I don't have to do all of this extra foolishness. But we can honestly say if you're thinking about doing the trash can method when it comes to doing composting, it works. It actually works. It's just not the method that I prefer. And it's only because the whole mixing it up thing with a shovel. That's the only reason why. And if y'all remember a few videos ago, I was telling y'all that we had some peppers growing, but I didn't know what variety it was. I did start some grand bell pepper seeds. If y'all are familiar with growing grand bell peppers, do they usually grow this small? Because this one is actually starting to turn a reddish color. So, like I said, I don't think they're shishito peppers, and I thought that's all that was in this. And then we got another one over here that's real teeny tiny. Then that one right there that's teeny tiny. So if y'all are familiar with growing grand bells, definitely feel free to leave in the comments if this is what that is. Because all of these pepper plants and stuff in here is ones that I started from seed. So definitely feel free to chime in the comments on that. And while we're over here near the green stock is having a sale right now until July the 6th. So I'll leave the link in the description if y'all are interested in purchasing any of green stock items. Feel free to use the link in the description and y'all get $10 off y'all purchase of $75 or more. And one more thing I want to show y'all before we go back up top. Look who is starting to get runners on their strawberry plants. Look at that. Look at that. And it's actually starting to get a root. Y'all, I was counting these strawberries out for no reason. I got another runner right here. Yep, I was counting these strawberries out for no reason. And look at them now, showing up and showing out for you good. And our marigold that we put in the berry cup is still hanging on for dear life. I don't be doing nothing with this though. Yep, I thought it was a cute idea. But yeah, I kind of don't want to go back up top because this shaded area got me feeling real good. All right, y'all, so this is going to be our last task at hand. We have the leafy green planter filled to the brim like we want it to be. Make sure this fan ain't in y'all ear. So it comes with these 2 attachments that y'all seen me wash off. You just put them in. One goes on this side and one goes on this side. It also has a bottom watering feature, which is right here for you to just add your water to it, and it'll tell you once it gets full with this indicator right here on the side. So I'm not going to add water to the bottom yet. I'm going to just spritz the water on top, which this soil is already moist, but I'm going to spritz a little water on top once I'm done dropping the seeds down. So I already showed y'all the seeds that we dropping down. I'm going to just gently sprinkle some in because the lettuce seeds, y'all know a lot of times you can just sow them right on top and they'll do their thing. So I'm going to just sprinkle some in. We're going to see what happens with it. I'm going to do 6 of the black Simpson because I want to fill this up all the way. So I did 6 holes with the black Simpson. I'm going to do the salad bowl lettuce next. And then I'm going to do 6 of these. No, I'm going to do 3 of these going right here. And then the Bloomsdale spinach, I'm going to do 3 of those as well. Now, the Bloomsdale spinach seeds, they're a little bit bigger. So I am gonna bury those a little bit. So this is what the spinach seeds look like. Then we're gonna do about a 1/4 inch deep for these. Spinach seeds are very tricky too, y'all. I don't have any more of the other ones that we usually grow, the ones that I actually like. And really I could put 2 seeds in each of these just to give myself a little insurance. And we're gonna come in with the salad bowl lettuce on the opposite side. And this is what they look like, the salad bowl lettuce. It's more like a mixed blend. Sprinkle those right on top. I'm gonna do one more hole with it. And I'm not labeling these, y'all, because I just want some salad. I don't care which one pop up. Then we got the baby greens that we're gonna do and the other ones. So we're gonna do 5 of the holes with baby greens. And those look very similar to the last ones we just did. And I'm going heavy with the seeds because I really want this to work. I really want this to work out, y'all. And I put this on just so I can get an idea of where the lettuce is gonna be placed, but I'm gonna take it off now and I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of soil on top. So when I say a little bit, it's gonna be the tiniest bit that I sprinkle on top, y'all. All right, that's good. And this is the Vago retractable water hose that I'm using to mist it. Y'all notice that I'm trying to make sure I'm mentioning all the products that I use because people always ask. So I feel like it's very important to share. Now really I could do 1 or 2 things with these seeds that I started. I know for sure I'm gonna put the lettuce ones in the garage, but the other ones I could actually put inside of the greenhouse and let them germinate that way. But I think I'm gonna play it safe and do in the garage with those as well because it's pretty warm in the garage. And I feel like with that shade cloth that we got on the greenhouse, I feel like it's not gonna be able to get that full light like it needs. All right, so I'm gonna take y'all to the garage just so I can show y'all the little setup of how I'm gonna have everything. So this is the Vago grow light station that I'm gonna be using to get our seeds to germinate. Now I'm gonna put our lettuce on this top row so it can be close to the light, which I'm gonna show y'all. And it does have shells at the bottom that I keep for little different things. Use my sanitizer. I'll wipe down this little area. Really, the other day I had came out here and I started cleaning this station up because I knew I was gonna be doing this video, but I got distracted with something and I just didn't get a chance to finish. So now it didn't creep up on me and I got y'all looking at a dirty seed starting station. Like this heat mat and all this stuff. I don't even need this no more for right now, but I'll take care of that at a later date. It's hot, baby. All right, y'all, so I got everything set up. I decided to put the tray with the tomatoes and peppers and all those things on the top, and I just got the light laying, hold on, let me show y'all from the side, laying directly in this little slit right here, just so it can be real close to the seeds, because, and also that's what this function is for, or you could just leave it attached to this up here. But I like the thought of having it closer to the seeds. I got the lettuce down here, and I see all these little ants. There was ants in that soil that I had took, but I try to take care of them. Don't ask me how, y'all, but I'll try to take care of it sooner or later. They just little tiny ants. But anyways, I got this one. The one up top I got set on seeds. This one down here, I'm gonna put on seeds as well. Once the seeds do germinate, I am gonna move the light up some and I'm gonna change it to the leafy setting because it's different settings for different things on the grow light. I have my link for Vago in the description if y'all are interested in any of Vago products like I told y'all before. But anyways, I think that is gonna be it for this video, y'all. If y'all are out in the garden watching this video, or if y'all are planning on going out in the garden, if it's hot outside, y'all, please make sure y'all are staying hydrated, take y'all breaks. I took me a break of 6 during this video outside of the camera getting hot and just me just feeling like hot. So yeah, just make sure y'all taking breaks and drinking plenty of fluids. Yeah, so if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for tuning in to another video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And leave a pepper emoji since our peppers didn't bounce back. I know y'all left pepper emojis plenty of times, but leave it again for your girl. And I'll see y'all in the next one.